And please give it up for our speaker, Juliana Cohn.
Hi, thank you. Good evening, my name is Juliana Cohn. Thank you for coming to my SPI talks tonight. I want to thank a few people before I begin. I would like to give a specific thank you to Mrs. A, our teacher. She helped us so much with our paper and helped me a lot. I would also like to thank my classmates for helping me with my paper and with editing. And I would like to thank my parents for helping me with my paper. And yeah, right. In children's literature, writers go on a journey to examine the features of picture books, early readers, chapter books, and middle grade novels. This journey examines the realm of understanding and influencing young readers' cognitive and emotional development. These developmental years are a training ground for intellectual growth and emotional development. Children's literature carries diverse and intricate stories that offer many ideas for young people. Picture books are a great start for young people with their bright colors and simple storylines. And early readers still have that illustrative pictures, but have more ideal words. Illustrative words for young readers. And chapter books usually don't have pictures in the books, but have a few. But the difference in the book is more illustrative. And lastly, middle grade novels have no pictures and more illustrative words. By understanding the different reading levels, writers can understand the importance of comprehending and contributing to the child's intellectual growth. Beyond their entertainment value, books have power and can shape the minds of young people. The impact of children's books is apparent in their diversity of purpose, their influence on children's emotional development, and the role they play during the years of childhood. Children's books play a significant role in the child's understanding of the world around them. So when a writer writes, what writers write matters. Author Anthony Fredericks asked this question: what makes a really good children's book? And he answers his own question by saying, for a children's book to be good, it does not need to be filled with well-developed characters with sympathetic traits, but rather should be filled with good vocabulary and good dialogue. By understanding this, writers can be discouraged from placing characters in children's books as stereotypes, but make the characters more interesting. Along with stereotypes, there are themes in books, such as family, friends, emotions, attitudes, and behavior. Just to name a few. By using these themes as guides, writers can create a book with themes that appeal to children. Children need to be aware of emotions and how to regulate them. So by creating a story with well-developed characters, children may learn from that story. There are plenty of genres in books, such as adventure, fiction, non-fiction, action, and fantasy. Christian books are nothing but the same. When writing any book, writers can use as many writing styles and genres to create a good narrative. If a new writer does not know what to do or where to start, read children's books. Anthony Frederick advises this by saying that Anthony Fredericks advises that new writers do not need to. They may know what appeals to children and what does not. Another thing to acknowledge is that the audience is crucial. The author is not just writing for children that may be reading it, but also to the parent who will be reading it to them. Kyle Young writes that a writer should create a high concept idea, which is a what if quandary. It gets the audience's attention early on in the book. Anthony explains his writing process in this way. He maps his ideas like an inverted triangle. The broad idea is at the top, and it gets more specific at the end. At the bottom. Another way writers can appeal to readers is through humor. By adding humor to a book that is not very humorous, the writer will stay attentive because children do not have very good attention spans. Michelle Adams and Kyle Young quote Mark Twain that says, "It takes a lot of sense to write good nonsense." By adding a captivating character or idea, the reader will be captivated by the subject and will want to read the book further. Not only do children's books encompass a diversity of purpose, but they also play an important role in emotional development. By understanding that books are important to emotional development, writers can introduce tough subjects to children. Such examples are losing a childhood pet or just gaining a new family member in the home. By writing books with the purpose of emotional development, writers can help children develop a good understanding of emotions. When the children hears or reads a book about a subject that is about them, they can understand what is happening. When a child is experiencing a tough situation, that the reader may realize that these emotions can be expressed in a better way. Kyle Young and Michelle Adams express a want for children to be aware of these subjects that are difficult to understand, or they may learn early on to regulate their emotions. Another aspect of emotional development is a child's spiritual or religious development. By knowing this, Christian authors must go beyond simply creating a book with Christian themes, but they should appeal to the emotion as well. Christopher Masells writes in Young and Adams' book about Christian authors and how they should keep a balance of boldness and should stay away from being too preachy. Because children do not have a good attention span. And author should also strike a balance of being authentic. Being relatable can help a child as well. Christian stories can easily express Christian values with interesting storylines and characters that are captivating. Ultimately, Christian authors can create books that uphold Christian values and resonate deeply with their audience. Books hold a significant role in the emotional and cognitive growth of children as they navigate these formative years. David Tucker talks about how writing was a cornerstone of early civilization and how bookmaking was impactful.